Goeienaand, good evening, fellow South Africans and citizens of the world. And I hope that you enjoyed the live stream we had at 8 a.m. this morning with this remarkable fellow, Benny Roo, the ultra long distance runner. What an incredible man. And the excellent news is he knows Zola Budd very well. And he's going to shout out to her and see if she'll come on and do a live stream with us. Zola Budd, by the way, was the most extraordinary runner. She was the barefoot runner, as they called her, and ran in the Olympics the 3,000 meters with that infamous race where Mary Decker went down and then tried to blame Zola Budd. But that's another story. What are we talking about here? Well, let's get back on topic. Let me assure you, Amabangani, the investigative arm of Daily Maverick, is a front for the Open Society Foundation, George Soros, believe it or not. So Daily Maverick, the Mail and Guardian, Amabangani, Scorpio, they're all associated with Open Society Foundation, and I'm going to provide you all the evidence. Let's start off with having a look at the Open Society Foundation, a latest report, which came out recently. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop in some pages with the page numbers on those pages. And below this video, you can download the report for yourself and see for yourself. Okay, let's have a look at those. Now, on page 12 of the report, which will follow right after this, is two comments of interest. One of these fellowships led to the establishment of Open Secrets, which worked to reveal apartheid crimes. And this was in 2008 to 2012. Okay, so this is way after 1994, and everything had apparently been forgiven. And we had apparently a Rainbow Nation. But there's another bullet point on this page which is even more disturbing. In 2013, we partnered with the Mail and Guardian to establish Amabangani and began supporting Daily Maverick from 2014. As I said just now, Open Societies Foundation have captured Daily Maverick and the Mail and Guardian. Just be aware of that. Also on page 12, they write, in 2017 we launched the South African Media Innovation Program, a 3-year $5 million special collaboration between Open Society Foundation South Africa and the Omidyar Network with the Media Development Investment Fund. SAMIP aims to strengthen and diversify the media space through a focus on innovation and transformation in 4 core areas: language, new revenue opportunities, distribution, and the transition to digital technology. So, Open Society Foundation is very active in the media space in pushing their argument. Now, okay, on page 13 of the report, and this is really one of the disturbing ones, we read, we have also supported free expression rights through public interest litigation means, and more recently, supporting the right to protest by seed funding the right to protest to R2P project. Now, what are we talking about here? We're talking about a situation where, if you look at America, what's happening in America? America's got this organization called Antifa, which is violent, and they go out there and they disrupt political events, especially like the Republican political events. They go out there and they just go out and cause trouble. And of course, when they do, if there is any trouble, it's always the Republicans' fault, regardless of what Antifa do. That's how the liberal lefty media operate in the US, and CNN have just been outed in a big way. And as a matter of interest, Trump is currently taking CNN to court because Project Veritas released a number of videos on YouTube which showed that CNN are vindictive, they are not balanced, they have their own narrative, and their narrative is to just try and destroy Donald Trump and his presidency. And that's out there. All you have to do is search on YouTube for Project Veritas, and you will find all the information you need. But for the purposes of this video, I'm going to now out the man who heads up Antifa for George Soros and the Open Society Foundation. He's an American. And standing right in front of him, you will see one of the American black senators in the purple dress. And he's wearing a green shirt right in the middle with a circle around his head. And his name is Joseph Alkoff, also known as Jose. So let's have a look at page 13 and the photo of him, and then we'll continue. Page 14. The Daily Maverick, Scorpio, Amabangani, Health E, Citizen Justice Network, the Children's Radio Foundation, the Adamela Trust, and others continue to produce high quality and independent journalism. Now, this is where it gets really interesting. Have you noticed how the Daily Maverick, and in particular Amabangani, have been concentrating on the EFF leadership and their involvement in corruption? Look, I totally get it. These bastards are as corrupt as whatever. I mean, they deserve to be outed. But have you noticed how Amabangani and the Daily Maverick have said nothing about Ace Magashula, David Mabuza, Jacob Zuma? I mean, the corruption there, and it is just extreme. But here they are going after another political party. Clearly, the ANC has been captured by the Open Societies Foundation. And as you know, their Minister of State Security, Dlodlo, she is actually the Open Society Foundation front person. And as a Minister of State Security, that's an incredibly powerful position, because she is also on the National Executive Committee of the ANC, the NEC. And the ANC have actually adopted Open Society Foundation's development plan for South Africa. So South Africa today is no longer captured by the Guptas, it's captured by the Open Society Foundation. They are leading South Africa forward. They are pushing for things like the National Health Insurance Scheme, knowing it's going to bring the country down, which is their objective. Getting back to this PDF that's attached below this video, page 15. In 2018, Open Societies Foundation South Africa convened an elections roundtable with over 50 representatives from a range of civil society organizations and issued grants worth 12 million rand to a range of partners to initiate novel interventions that will ensure voters are informed and empowered. Now, if that's not fiddling with the election process, I don't know what is. If this was happening in the US, there would be a huge scandal. The Open Societies Foundation are clearly pushing their agenda right down to the voter base. But it gets worse, and it's all in this report. Page 16. The focus on education was expanded significantly between 1997 and 2003 to include special education initiatives and to provide support to the education departments in some of South Africa's poorest provinces. Later, we began working on equal access to tertiary education institutions, and more recently, our work in the field of education has focused on providing support to partners working on holding government accountable for the provision of quality education services. Now, the piece in there that really rings home is we began work on equal access to tertiary education institutions. There are so many reports today of white students who've got basically straight A's who have been turned down for positions like medicine or whatever it might be, whereas black students who've got B's and C's are just snapped up like that. It's got nothing to do with ability and capability and how well you did in your year 12 or matric. It's got everything to do with the color of your skin. And the Open Societies Foundation are clearly behind this. And you'll see why in a second. Also on page 16, it provided assistance to organizations that were instrumental in ensuring the National Prosecuting Authority, or NPA, at the time had skilled and trained prosecutors, that law and policy in the sector was advanced in favor of human rights. Now, read there, in favor of the black people of South Africa. And that's why you've got this complete breakdown when it comes to equality and justice. If a white person does something, they get hammered. If a black person does something, they go up and bail, and they disappear, and then they do it again, and it happens again and again and again. Open Societies Foundation are behind what's going on at the NPA. Just be aware of that. They've got their fingers in every little corner you can think of. On page 16 again, with the South African Ministry of Justice, we established and funded the rollout of the Thuthuzela care centres across the country. In 1999, we began funding groups that continue to advocate for the decriminalisation of sex work. So, I guarantee you, in the next 12 months, there's going to be a bill put before the government, which will be pushed through by the ANC, decriminalising sex workers. That's going to happen. I mean, it's the ANC the Open Societies Foundation clearly run the ANC today. Now we know who's behind the ANC. Page 18. In response, we initiated high agency work on state capture through our research and advocacy partners. Okay, so what they're talking about here is the release of the State of Capture report. And of course, nobody has been charged over that. Nobody. The Zondo Commission is a complete joke, and the Daily Maverick don't touch that subject, do they? No, they're going after Julius Malema, and they're going after Floyd Shivambu, quite clearly. And I'll actually attach a YouTube link where they've got a little YouTube video going up now about Floyd Shivambu's sins. So clearly the EFF are in the sights of the Open Society Foundation. And who are they protecting? The ANC. Because the ANC are captured by the Open Society Foundation. Also on page 18, they say, this work was followed by Gupta leaks led by grantees, people who get money from Open Society Foundation. And they name the grantees, Amabungani and Daily Maverick, among others. Additional work is currently underway on the extent to which state-owned enterprises have been captured by vested interests. Okay, I'm going to play those screen dumps first, and then we'll have a look at the funding side of things. As I say, this whole report is linked below, so you can do your own looking through this. Okay, again in this report, now it tells us how much money they pay to some of these organizations. And there's a focus here on reporting and journalism. In other words, the Open Society Foundation have an interest in getting their agenda out there through the media, the online media that they have basically captured. Number 8 in the organizations, Amabungani Center for Investigative Journalism, 1.5 million rand for a 12-month period. That's 150,000 Australian dollars, or close to 100,000 US dollars. That's huge. 39, Media Monitoring Africa. Okay, that's Media Monitoring is the organization that looks at what's been said in Africa, and they report on it, and they've obviously been captured by the Open Society Foundation, so the reports that they send out are basically sending out the narrative of the Open Society Foundation. Media Monitoring Africa got 1,850,000 rand for a 12-month period. That's huge. And Media Monitoring Africa for the Nxeba Coalition, whatever that is, got a further 150,000. So basically 2 million rand. Nelson Mandela Foundation, the one that took the flag to court for hate speech, 3.5 million rand for a 12-month period. 55, Sex Workers Education and Advocacy Task Force, 3.2 million rand for a 12-month period. And number 64, South African National Editors Forum. Again, they are cozying up to the media in South Africa. 1 million rand. And the biggie in here is the University of the Witwatersrand and the Rhodes University, who got 9 million rand for a 3-year period for the School of Journalism and Media Studies. Get it? So the Soros Foundation are infiltrating the media at all levels in South Africa, and the media will be pushing their narrative, their agenda. That's Soros's narrative, Soros's agenda. It's all in this report, which is linked directly below this video. It's quite crazy. And then we've got so much more in there. Right at the end, you meet the staff, but I'm not going to cover that. The message I really want to get out here is that the Mail and Guardian and the Daily Maverick have been captured by the Open Societies Foundation. They will be pushing their narrative. They are not an independent online paper. Just be aware of that when you read anything in those online papers. All right, guys, please remember to subscribe to be kept informed. Ring the bell for the updates. Please like this video, please share this video, and above all, stay safe. And what I'm going to do before shutting out this video is I'm going to be attaching those pages that I read, the grand figures. So you can have a look at that if you don't want to download the PDF. Take care. Bye for now.